How's it going, guys? My name is Just Weavile and welcome to my channel where we try to bring out the potential of every Pokemon there is. Today's focus is on the synchronized Pokemon Flamigo. With a decent attack stat and stab coverage paired with Scrappy to allow it to hit ghost types with its close combat, this thing hits like a truck. Give it Terra Fire for those Corviknights and Tinkatons and you're all set to trample the opponent's team. Let's get started. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. They're going to lead off with the Paldean champion Gliscor, nice and shiny. As I led off with MacLeod. Now, I'm so tempted to go straight for a triple axle here and take this thing out. But I really want the sticky webs up for that Meowscarada and the Flutter Mane, you know. So I'm going to go for the sticky webs now. Get them up on their side of the field. Like so. They didn't Terra, which is good to know. And they go for a Swords Dance. Now, look. I appreciate you trying to sell with the Gliscor right now. Gliscor's probably the only thing standing in Flamigo's way right now. For me to be able to get rid of this thing right now with a triple axle is absolutely amazing, provided we can hit all 3 times, which it looks like we do. So Leavanny putting in the work. I really like Leavanny. Recently, like using this team, Leavanny always puts in the work, and I've got to love it. You got to love it. All right, Teeny comes in. The Teeny. Who's that? That's the Umbreon. It's tiny. Interesting Pokemon to bring in. They get caught in the sticky webs. Very interesting Pokemon to bring in when you have a Skeledirge and you have a Quackle, well, not a Flutter Mane. You know, there's a lot of things you could do here, but you bring Umbreon in, and I have to question why. So, I'm leaning towards just going for a lunge. I'm going to go for a lunge right now. Lunge is coming through right now. Bit of damage. That is definitely a physically defensive Umbreon if I've never seen one. And they go for that Thunder Wave. So they're going to Thunder Wave my poor Leavanny. Poor Leavanny. And this turn we're going to go for a lunge, which is going to hopefully do a lot of damage. Not really. We still outsped, but we couldn't move because we were fully paralyzed, which is unfortunate. And they go for a Reflect. That's put a damper on the whole Flamigo shenanigans. So let's go for another lunge. I'm just going to go for it and just try and get damage off on this Umbreon. I want to see what this Umbreon's going to do. We couldn't move because we were fully paralyzed again. What is this BS? What is this BS? They have Wish as well, which tells me they don't have a light screen unless they're fully, you know. Let's go for another lunge. We couldn't move again because we were fully paralyzed. What is this game? Foul play. Does over half to us. And then they get their Wish back, which is fine. So I need to wait for this Reflect to wear off. So I guess the paralysis is kind of helping in that regard. Oh my goodness. Paralyzed once again. 4 in a row. And MacLeod goes down. So that is so unfortunate for MacLeod. Could have took out the Umbreon if we didn't get fully paralyzed every single turn. So now what do? I'm leaning towards a Alomomola. Get a Scald off, maybe burn it. But they probably got synchronized. Leaning towards a Typhlosion, since we know it's a physically defensive variant, but I think that is our best option. So I'm going to go into Typhlosion now. Now, I know Typhlosion does not want to take a Thunder Wave to the face or a Foul Play or anything like that. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is I'm going to go for a Substitute. They're actually going to Terra. What type are they going to Terra into, though? That's the real question. That's a good question. Terra, Poison. I thought I was going to say Fairy for a second there, but no, Poison. That's interesting. So, very interesting. So, it doesn't give them any advantage over us because we went for a Substitute anyway. Just in case they went for a Thunder Wave. They went for a Foul Play though. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So obviously we can't take. We probably can't take a single Foul Play, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go for a Fire Blast and hope we don't miss. We don't miss, which is nice. Typhlosion never misses Fire Blasters. It gets a crit. That's redemption for the. Oh, and the burn. Crit burn. That's redemption for those paralyses. But they went for. Oh wait, no, that was the burn not affecting us. So Foul Play's power is reduced because of the burn. Because if you didn't know, burn doesn't half your attack stat. It halves the base power of moves, which is why Foul Play is affected by it. So we'll go for a Fire Blast now. There's no reason not to. They do withdraw the Umbreon. And they go into what? Something the Great, which is going to be the Quackle. Now, we know what Quackle wants to do here. It gets caught in the sticky webs, of course, which is always horrible. We go for that Fire Blast. It's going to do a nice chunk of damage. It doesn't... What? More than I thought it would, actually. We know what it wants to do, though. It wants to set up Swords Dance. It wants to go for Aqua Steps. And we don't want to let that happen. So I'm going to go into Alomomola now. Probably the best Pokemon to deal with this thing. Because we can take close combat at +2. No problem. So Palindrome comes in. Like so. They go for the Aqua Step to boost their speed. Which isn't going to do much damage to us, to be honest with you. And then the Reflect wears off, which is awesome. So now, we know they're going to go for a Swords Dance. They wouldn't go for another Aqua Step. I'm going to go for a Flip Turn here. They do go for another Aqua Step. They want them speed boosts. Fair enough. Fair enough. So they are now quite fast. But we go for a Flip Turn here. They can't Terra. Choice Scarf Kyurem outspeeds the Quackable. I know that for a fact. It definitely outspeeds the Quackable. So I'm going to go into Kyurem now. We'll go for that Freeze Dry. Take it out. So nice and shiny Kyurem comes in. Exerting some pressure, of course. And we go for a Freeze Dry. There's no real reason not to go for a Freeze Dry. We obviously outspeed because we're Choice Scarfed. It's a dead Quackable right there. So awesome stuff from Kyurem. Now I'm looking at the rest of the squad and I'm thinking Flamigo can pretty much handle the entire team right now. In comes that the Rank Master, which is going to be the Flutter Mane. A good switch. They get caught in the sticky webs, which is awesome for us. Meaning Flamigo should outspeed here, right? So if we sack something off here, Typhlosion is so unnecessary for the team right now. So I'm going to get rid of Typhlosion. If we need a special attacker for the Umbreon, we go into what do you call it? Kyurem. So that's that. So they go for a Moonblast. It's going to take us out, right? Yeah, there we go. Because Flutter Mane is very strong. There was a crit. The crit might have mattered, to be fair, but we still weren't dealing with that. So, anywho, there's a couple of things I want to do here. One of which is to go for a Flamigo switch. So I'm going to go into Flamigo now. The Burby. We should outspeed the Flutter Mane, but I have my doubts as well. So I'm going to go ahead and Terra, and this is the Pokemon I want to Terra. So I'm going to go for a Terra Blast. I'm going to go for a Brave Bird. Terra Blast. Brave Bird, Terra Blast. Brave Bird, Terra Blast. Terra Blast will KO. I'm just wondering what to lock myself into, that's all. Because Terra Blast will invite in the Skeledirge, of course. And then I can show off the Scrappy ability and go for a close combat and ruin its dreams. But we can't do that yet. So we need to go for the Terrified, just in case I'm wrong about the speed tiers here. We aren't wrong about the speed tiers. After -1, Flutter Mane does get outsped by Flamigo, which is great to know. But they haven't got Focus Sash as well, which is good. So Flutter Mane goes down. There we go. And that Terrifier, if they did outspeed us and go for a Moonblast, that would have saved our asses. So, you know. In comes the Teeny again, which is going to be the... Oh, wait, it's another Teeny. It's a different Teeny. Skeledirge. It's very small. Very small. Hence the name. Let's go into Palindrome now. And all we need to do is weaken this thing, really. I'm pretty confident that a close combat will do the job if we can weaken it. So they go for a Yawn, which is kind of unfortunate. They go for a Yawn, which is unfortunate. I'm going to go for a Flip Turn here. To be honest with you, I think they go for a Torch Tongue. They are Heavy Duty Boots as well, which is good to know. They are Heavy Duty Boots because they weren't affected by the Sticky Webs. So they get a Special Attack boost, but it does no damage. We go for a Flip Turn, and we see that that did a bit of damage. Nothing too drastic. So what I want to do here is I want to get another one of those off. So I'm going to go into Iron Treads here. Floating in the air with our air balloon like so. And I don't care about Iron Treads going down, to be honest with you. It doesn't really do much for us. I'm pretty sure Flamigo can handle this from here. So I'm going to go for a Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks come through. Just to damage that Umbreon and Meowscarada. Meowscarada could be sashed after all, for all we know. They go for a Torch Tongue, that's fine. It's going to do little to no damage. No, I was joking. It obviously takes us out. Anyway, I was thinking ahead. I wasn't joking. I was thinking ahead to Alomomola. But obviously we didn't have Alomomola out then. So let's go into Alomomola now. So Palindrome comes in. And I want to go for another Flip Turn. I really want to go for another Flip Turn just because I want to. They go for a Slack Off. Interesting. So we go for a Flip Turn here. That's going to do the same damage. And I think we're going to have to go on... They're a Torch Tongue set with Heavy Duty Boots. And Slack Off. Would we KO? with close combat? I don't think we would. I do want to weaken it a bit. I'm going to go into Kyurem. So Kyurem comes in like so. Nice and shiny. We exert some pressure, of course. And then we go for an Earth Power here every single time. We go for an Earth Power just to get the damage off on the Skeledirge pretty much. So Earth Power comes through. Nearly takes them out, which is awesome. They go for a Yawn? Ha! 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 Right. We know what they're going to do here. They're going to go for a Slack Off. So we switch back out into Lomomola. I know I'm switching a lot, but you know what? Get over it. We're going to go into Palindrome real quick like so. They withdraw. Ooh, they didn't want to go down to an Earth Power, so they're going to do Meowscarada. The Gourmet. That's the Meowscarada. It's got to be. It is. Nice and shiny. They get caught in the sticky webs, which is awesome. And I think we win with Flamigo here. We just go for a flip turn. I can take a Flower Trick. They go for a knockoff. That's fine. Oh, we might not have taken a Flower Trick, to be fair. Looking at that damage. We go for a flip turn, though. And that's going to do no damage. But it does get us out of there. So the fact that they're locked into knockoff as well. I have to hope they're not Choice Scarfed here. Really have to hope they're not Choice Scarfed for a start. So let's go Flamigo. And as we did before, we'll go for a close combat. And we should be able to win from here, right? Right. Let's go for a close combat. Let's find out. Let's find out if they're scarfed or not. They withdraw, so they're not scarfed. Which is good to know. Otherwise, they would have gone for a knockoff there. They're going to bring in the Teeny again, which is the Skeledirge. Now, unfortunately for them, we have Scrappy, which means Skeledirge goes down to a close combat, which is fantastic. And I'm so happy with A, being able to reveal the Terra, use the Terra for an advantage against the Fluttermane, use Terra Blast, use close combat with Scrappy. And now all we need to do is on the Umbreon that's going to come in. There it is. Oh, it's Meowscarada again. Oh. Are they Choice Scarfed? I believe they might be. Let's go into a Lomomola again. So withdraw Flamigo. And we're going to be able to finish the game with Brave Bird. That's what I'm trying to get at. So we'll be able to use all our moves except from U-turn. But you know what? U-turn's not a necessary one for the video. And they go for a Sucker Punch. Ah! That was their plan. So naturally, we're going to go for a flip turn here. They do withdraw into the Umbreon. That's the only Pokemon they can go into here. The Teeny. Umbreon the Teeny. I love that it's in a Luxury Ball as well. It's such a good ball choice. So they get caught in the Sticky Webs and the Stealth Rocks. Like so. We go for a flip turn. We're going to get on out of there. Flamigo coming through. With the Brave Bird's going to take him out. And I'm pretty confident if that Meowscarada's Choice Scarfed, Choice Banded, I'm pretty confident that after we Brave Bird this Umbreon, we can still live a Sucker Punch. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. We go for a Brave Bird. We take out that Umbreon in one clean hit from... It's not that impressive when it has no health. But Flamigo's still putting in the work. So you know what? This is still going in the Flamigo video. And you gotta love it. Alright, in comes the Gourmet, which is going to be the Meowscarada. They kind of have to go for a Sucker Punch here. They have to go for a Sucker Punch here. And we have to live. And we also have to live the recoil from our Brave Bird after the Sucker Punch. Otherwise, it's a very anticlimactic end for Flamigo. So let's go for the Brave Bird that we're locked into. The battle was cancelled. They forfeited because they had nothing. They couldn't lock themselves into Sucker Punch because then we could have gone into anything we wanted, like Kyurem, who can take a Sucker Punch and just took them out. They couldn't do anything there, so GG. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun to my opponents. So they're going to lead off with Ganon, the Grimmsnarl, as I led off with Burby, the Flamigo. So they're probably going to go for a Reflect right off the bat. I'm going to go for a U-turn just because I was kind of hoping to see like an Indeedee or a Hisuian Gudra lead or even a Meowscarada lead, but it didn't work out that way. They go for a Light Screen first. Interesting choice considering you're against a physical attacker. We go for a U-turn and that does a buttload of damage to the Grimmsnarl, which is awesome. So now, look, I know my opponent's got Mewtwo, but we're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it, okay? Because we have the Leavanny in the back, which I'm going to go into now. Nanny McLeaf. And I'm going to go for a Sticky Webs. They've got a choice here. Do they go for a Taunt or they go for a Reflect? They go for a Confide. What's Confide do again? Oh, it lowers your special attack. I'm not a special attacker, buddy. I am a physical attacker. But you know what? Go off. Let's go for a Leaf Blade and take this thing out. They go for the Reflect finally, which is fine. I'm not bothered because Leavanny did the job that it was meant to do. So they go for a Leaf Blade, and that in fact gets a crit. It's a high crit chance. So I'm not surprised. Leavanny takes down the Grimmsnarl, which is fantastic. Andros comes in. Who's Andros? The Annihilate. Now, this is a difficult one because they've got Defiant, and I shouldn't have set up my Sticky Webs knowing that. But at the same time, it being slower is the ideal situation. So I'm not going to go for a lunge because I'll lower their attack, which will then give them attack boost. I'm going to go for a Leaf Blade and fish for a crit again. No crits. I'm just powering up their Rage Fist at this point. They go for a Bulk Up. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That is not good at all. We can deal with this anyway because all we need to do is stall out the Light Screen and Reflect. That's all we need to do. And we can do that with Leavanny. We can do that with Leavanny. So I'm going to go for another Leaf Blade here. Leaf Blade comes through. No damage, obviously, but we could crit at any point. They go for a Rage Fist. It's going to do a lot of damage. That's a pretty high base power ghost type move, but +3. But obviously, we've got a Focus Sash, so I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. Go for another Leaf Blade. It could crit. Doesn't crit, unfortunately. They go for another Bulk Up, though, so that gives us another chance to get a crit. And you know what? If we crit them, I have no doubt in my mind they're going to DC. We go for another Leaf Blade. No crit, unfortunately, but you know what, it's whatever. Oh, we got another chance for a crit. Awesome. And we go for another Leaf Blade. Are we going to crit? No crit. It's fine. They go for the Drain Punch just to get like a little smidgen of HP back, which is fine. It gives them like 1 HP back. Exactly 1 HP, actually. Inanimate Leaf goes down, but you know what? It's fine. I'm not scared of this Annihilate. I've let it set up for a reason. And that's because I know Light Screen is going to wear off any turn now. Any turn now. All we need to do... Oh, no, it's this turn. Even better. Let's go into Typhlosion right now. And I'm going to go Typhlosion. And the thing about Typhlosion here is... We obviously outspeed this thing. We know that. Vimac Terror. So I'm going to go for a substitute first and foremost. They withdraw. They straight up withdraw. So we get a free substitute, which is awesome. Are they going to Meow? Indeed, he comes in to take the Shadow Ball. It's a good switch. It's a good crit. And it takes a lot of guts to switch out once you've set up so many Bulk Ups and had a Defiant boost as well. They get the Psychic Surge up, but they are slower now, which is good. And we get to go for a substitute, which is awesome for Cobra. So substitute comes up, which again is awesome for Typhlosion. And we go for a Fire Blast, right? Or a Calm Mind. I know Indeedee female doesn't get Expanding Force, right? So let's go for a Fire Blast, screw it. We never miss Fire Blast with this Typhlosion, as once again we don't. Boom, and that does over half the Indeedee, which is fantastic. They go for a Trick Room? Interesting. The Sticky Webs are going to work against us now. But the Reflect does wear off. And we go for another 5 Blast regardless. We've got a substitute. We can take any hit from this thing, no problem. They use a Psychic move. Well, they use Psychic, the move, to take out our substitutes, which is fine. Substitute's going to fade. And then we're not going to miss a Fire Blast, are we? That's the first time this Typhlosion... This is the first... All the battles I've had, this is the first time this Fire Blast has missed with this Typhlosion. They go for a Psychic and it's going to take us out, no doubt. Never mind, it doesn't take us out. And we get our Salic Barrier, which boosts our speed, which is kind of bad because we're in a Trick Room. Very bad for us in the Trick Room. And we're going to miss again? Typhlosion, you're letting me down. I jinxed it by saying it never misses. Let's go for another Fire Blast and let's let Typhlosion go down here. So the Psychic comes through. Boom. Down it goes. So that's unfortunate. But you know what? I'm looking at their squad. And I'm thinking, once this Trick Room is gone, which should be the next turn. We go into Palindrome now. Trick Room's still up for another turn, I believe. Another 1 turn. So we go for a flip turn here. Just to see what they're going to do. And we get Flamigo in and we start going ham on that team. Psychic comes through. That's going to do no damage to our Assault Vest Alomomola. Obviously, we go for a flip turn. It's going to do a bit of chip. Won't take it out, obviously. And what I'm hoping for here, what I'm really hoping for here, I'm going to go Flamigo because the Trick Room does wear off this turn. So I'm going to go Flamigo. Twisted Dimension return to normal. That's all well and good. I'm looking at their squad and I'm thinking I want to go for a close combat. I'm just going to hit close combat. Screw it. Close combat comes through. That's in a dead Indeedee right there. So awesome stuff. I'm hoping they bring their Annihilate in next. That's the best. There's 2 Pokemon they can bring in, Mewtwo or Annihilate. They can't bring Goodra and Meowscarada in because they will go down to a close combat. Has to be one of the two, and I'm hoping it is that they don't know about Scrappy. Meowscarada's, interestingly enough, the Pokemon that comes in, telling me they might be Choice Scarfed, because after Sticky Webs, they wouldn't normally outspeed us. This theory has already been tested. So, what do I go into here? If we assume they're going to go for a Triple Axle or a Play Rough, we should go into Iron Treads, and I am going to go into Iron Treads here. So we withdraw Burby. And I would have Terrified there to just see if they were going for a Triple Axle, but I don't know what they're going to go for. You just never know. They might go for a Play Rough, which again, Terrify would have stopped us from dying to. They're going to Terra. Interesting. So what type would they Terra into here? They're going to Terra into a Ghost. Ah, that was their plan. So they're not Choice Scarfed. They just thought Terra Ghost would protect them from close combat. They're a Trick Room Meowscarada. Interesting. Very interesting, in fact. And they have Room Service, which lowers their speed even further. The Psychic Terrain is luckily gone. I'm going to go for a knockoff here because it's going to be useful to get this thing's item. Well, not this thing's item, but they're probably going to switch, is what I'm trying to get at here. They withdraw Meowscarada. What are they going to go into is take a knockoff, though. Goodra comes in. That's fine. Goodra is a fine switch. Hisuian Goodra. It's nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. They get caught in the Sticky Webs. Awesome stuff. We go for that knockoff. That's going to get rid of their item. What have they got, though? That did a lot of damage. Rocky Helmet. That's fine. So we knock off their Rocky Helmet, which is awesome. We want to get Stealth Rocks up, that's for sure. If we can. I would go for an Earthquake, but there's a good chance they don't stay in here. There's a good chance we die. So I'm going to go into Alomomola, I believe. So I'm going to go into Alomomola. We want to try and stall out the Trick Room as much as we can. Flamigo definitely wins this game for us, though, with Sticky Webs up. If we can get rid of this thing, Brave Bird just tears. Shelter. I see your game. So you're a Body Press set. Very interesting. Let's go for a Scald and see if we can fish for a burn. They go for another Shelter. That's fine. It's basically Iron Defense, but like an exclusive version. It is literally Iron Defense, just a renamed one. Scald comes through. Can we get a burn, please, for that Body Press? We do. Oh, that's clutch. That is clutch right there. So I'm guessing they're specially defensive. We went last. So let's go for a Flip Turn here, because I think the Trick Room wears off. They go for a Life Dew. That thing gets Life Dew. Interesting. So their Life Dew comes through. Bit of damage. Flip Turn comes through. Also does a bit of damage. So if they've got Life Dew, I'm assuming they have Body Press, Dragon Tail, and Shelter. So what do we do? Do we go into Iron Treads again? I think we go Iron Treads again and we Earthquake. Hot Wheel comes in. I don't mind Iron Treads going down. Because I think we can live a Body Press anyway. Because the Twisted Dimensions return to normal now, which is awesome. We go for an Earthquake. We hit first. It's going to get some damage off on the Goodra. Still does a lot of damage. Despite that, they go for a Body Press. That's going to nearly take us out. But like I said, as long as we can get rid of this thing, we just come in and just hit Brave Bird on the Flamigo, and we're good. Earthquake comes through. Should take out the Goodra from there. Does take out the Goodra from there, which is awesome. And now they might go Meowscarada to get the Trick Room up again. But I don't think they will. They do go Meowscarada. Interesting. So Meowscarada comes in. Sticky Webs are going to take effect, so we do outspeed the Meowscarada, which is good to know. We didn't set up Stealth Rocks. I was wondering why they didn't say Stealth Rock damage, because we didn't set up Stealth Rocks. We go for an Earthquake. It'll always do more damage than Knockoff because they've already lost their item. They had the Room Service. And that nearly takes them out. They go for another Trick Room. Okay. Okay. Let's make it a bit harder for them to start switching around and stuff. Let's go for a Stealth Rocks here. They do go for a Flower Trick, though, which is going to take us out, unfortunately. So Flower Trick takes out the Iron Treads. Like so. Hot Wheels go down. Now, we're in a bit of a pickle. I'm going to be real with you. We're in a bit of a pickle. So, do we go Cure M because it can take hits better? They got a Flower Trick, though. Flower Trick is bad. Flamigo could come in, but I don't want to take unnecessary damage. I want to go in something that can take a hit. I'm going to go Cure M. Cure M can take a hit. What we'll do is we'll go Cure M. We need to make this Trick Room wear off. So it's going to be a bit of a switchy game here. So We've got 3 more turns of Trick Room. They wouldn't switch out here, would they? So I'm going to go Alomomola. I'm baiting the play rough because we don't know what moveset this Meowscarada has. We need to scout. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to switch into Alomomola. If they have play rough, they would have gone for it against the Curem. They don't know. They have knockoff, which is going to knock off our Assault Vest. That's fine. Now, if we assume they're going to go for a Flower Trick, we should go back into Curem. Or should we not do that? I think we get rid of this thing. I think we go for a flip turn here. They withdraw the Meowscarada. That's great. That's worked out nicely for us then. That's worked out nicely because Andros comes in, which is going to be the Annihilate. Gets caught in the sticky webs, giving it a Defiant boost, which makes it very scary. Gives them a Defiant boost. Stealth Rocks do not dig in because we didn't manage to set them up. Flip turn comes through, takes them down to half. We're looking pretty good. And now we can go to Curem. Curem will not be able to take this thing out in one hit. That's for sure. Unless it's a Draco. Draco might work. No, because the Trick Room is up still, so they're going to take us out of a Drain Punch. It's fine. I don't mind Curem going down. We'll try and drop a Draco anyway. They go for that Drain Punch though. It's going to take us out, no problem. It gets them all the health back. Now, this is a scary situation. Annihilate's at full HP. There's just one thing that makes this not a scary situation. And that is the fact that they have Twisted Dimensions return to normal. So we can go Flamigo. They have already terrored, so they can't do anything to deter that flying weakness that they have. So we simply go Brave Bird. Take out the Annihilate with a Brave Bird, like so. Down it goes. We now know the Meowscarada doesn't have Sucker Punch because it's a Trick Room set with Knockoff and Flower Trick and more than likely Play Rough or Triple Axle. They go into Mewtwo. This is the ultimate test of Flamigo's strength right now. Unnerve's going to come in. They get caught in the sticky webs. They're not Boots. Boots would have been the worst case scenario. We simply go for a Brave Bird here to do as much damage as possible to the Mewtwo. And we should be able to pull this back. Brave Bird comes through. I'm confident this will take it out. Oh. Ow, that hurt. That hurt. Flamigo fell short, but that is a Mewtwo. Mewtwo does have respectable bulk for an offensive Pokemon. So I'll give it that. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. So we'll go Alomomola now. Palindrome. We should be able to take any hit from this thing and just go for a Scald or a Flip Turn. I'm going to go for the Flip Turn. It should do a bit more damage than Scald because we're more physically oriented. They cancelled. Second forfeit, and it's all thanks to Flamigo. Flamigo's the boss. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. They're going to lead off with the Don. The shiny Don fan, as I led off with Nanny MacLeod, the Leavanny. So not a bad lead for us. I was going to get up sticky webs, but they're obviously going to go for a rapid spin if we do that. So I might just go straight for the attack. I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade right off the bat, just to get some damage off on the Don fan. See what they're going to do. They might be an offensive Don fan with Head Smash, which would be hilariously awesome. They do withdraw the Don though, probably going into the Charizard if I had to guess. Galvantula also works because it's resistant to my Stab Grass moves, which I was obviously going to go for. So there it is. Unnerve is going to go in, making them too nervous to eat berries. So they're not a compound ice set, which is good to know. Leaf Blade comes through and does a nice chunk of damage to them. Let's go for a Sticky Webs and just get them up, because they're more than likely going to go for their own. Yeah, they go for a Sticky Web as well. And that's great, because the main Pokemon we're trying to get work here is a Flamigo. And Flamigo, being a flying type, is not affected by the Sticky Webs, which is awesome. Flamigo does pretty well against this team, I believe. So, anyway, we can go for a Triple Axle here, which is exactly what I'm going to go for. I might go down to a Bug Buzz to the Sash, but it's fine. Like I said, we got the Sash, we're all right. As long as we can hit all 3 Triple Axles here, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. But then again, I could have gone for a lunge there, considering the Leaf Blade damage, but Triple Axle, it's a risk, but it is a risk I was willing to take, as we are able to take out the Galvantula with 3 hits, which is awesome. So, just for the sake of getting Nanny MacLeod to do something, Leavanny's so cool. I actually want to make a video about Leavanny, because I really like Leavanny. It's an interesting Pokemon. The Don comes in. Awesome. Nice and shiny. It gets caught in the Sticky Web, so we know it's not going to be a Heavy Duty Boot set. It could be Leftovers, it could be Rocky Helmet. So there's a bit of a caveat here. And we could go for a Leaf Blade, get some damage off on it, go down to the Rocky Helmet, and then they can't Rapid Spin. But if they're not Rocky Helmet, then they get a free Rapid Spin and a KO on our Sticky Web user, which we don't want. So I'm going to have to make the risk, and I'm going to go into Typhlosion. Typhlosion can definitely take care of this Donphan a little bit. So we'll go into Cobra now. And Donphan's one of the Pokemon we need to weaken here. So we get caught in the Sticky Webs, that's fine. We start speed because they're caught in the Sticky Webs as well. And they did try and go for a Rapid Spin, which is fantastic for us. So now, our best bet to do here is go for a Shadow Ball, I believe, or a Fire Blast. Now, if they go Charizard, I'm not too bothered, because it can't one-shot us. So let's go for a Fire Blast instead. Fire Blast comes through. Should do a lot of damage to the Donphan. It does over half, which is fantastic. They go for a Stealth Rocks. Okay. Getting them rocks up. Now, we do have the Iron Treads on our team, which is fantastic. So let's go for a Fire Blast again and get rid of this Donphan. That way they can't Rapid Spin away the Sticky Webs. I'm kind of conscious of them switching out its Charizard here. But if they do it, it's whatever. They withdraw the Donphan, which is fine. And what are they going to go into exactly? Ursaluna? That thing has like no special defense, right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. It depends what set it is, to be fair. If the AV, for example, can I just say, of all the battles I've had with this team, Typhlosion never misses the Fire Blast, which is awesome. And I am going to go for a Fire Blast again. There's no reason not to. So Fire Blast comes through and the Ursaluna goes down. So I think they played the Ursaluna a bit poorly. But at the same time, you can't expect everyone to make the best plays every single time. It's not how the game works. If everyone played perfectly every single time, then the battles would never end. Right, Gengar comes in. Awesome. Nice and shiny as well. That's pretty cool. Shiny Gengar is not very nice. Well, if I had to choose between shiny and non-shiny, I'd say shiny. But I just wish the shiny was a bit more different. You know what I mean? Anyway, so what do we do here? They're probably going to go for a Shadow Ball, right? So we should go a Lomomola or a Assault Vestmon. Go for a Flip Turn maybe. Get some Flip Turn action going off. I want to get Flamigo in somehow. So I'm going to go into a Lomomola now. And I'm fully expecting a Shadow Ball, which we can definitely eat up even if they're specs. Even after Stealth Rocks. So we get caught in the webs, that's fine. We get caught by the Stealth Rocks. Get a bit of a health, that's fine. They go for a Destiny Bond. Very interesting. So Destiny Bond is a very interesting move for the Gengar to go for. So I'm going to go for a Flip Turn here. They actually go for Hypnosis and they miss. So that's kind of awesome for us. As Flip Turn comes through. Boom. Now, they are caught in Sticky Webs, right? They were caught in the Sticky Webs, I believe. So this is a good opportunity for us to bring in Flamigo. I'm looking at the team. I think Flamigo wins with Brave Bird right now. So I'm going to go into Flamigo now. Burby comes in. Boom. Now, as long as I'm not misreading this, so let me just check the stats. I want to make sure the Gengar did take... Oh, no, it's leftovers. Yeah, so it's not heavy duty boots. That's good to know. It's definitely slower than us because it does not have a Levitate anymore. And I believe the best thing to go for here is Brave Bird. So I'm going to go for a Brave Bird now. We are going to receive some recoil, but it's fine. As long as we take out the Gengar, which we do. They do Curse Body our Flamigo, which is very lucky for them. Because it means now they can bring the Donphan in and get a free Rapid Spin if we didn't have Typhlosion. Right, Grimmsnarl comes in. That's an interesting choice. So they get a free, nice and shiny. They get a free Reflect here, which is going to be a bit unfortunate for us. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Iron Treads now. And I'm going to go for a Rapid Spin. Since the Gengar is dead, I can Rapid Spin away the Stealth Rocks and the Sticky Webs. And then if they bring their own Donphan into wall our Iron Treads, we just simply go into Typhlosion, block the Rapid Spin, and go for a Fire Blast. So we withdraw Flamigo. And we don't even know if this thing's dual screens or not. They might not be. So we'll go into Hot Wheel. We're going to float in the air on air balloon, so we don't get Sticky Webs, which is awesome. We do get some stones damage, but there's nothing this thing can do to hurt us, really. Depending on what they want to do. So they are going to Terra. Very interesting. What type are they going to Terra into? Fairy. Okay, they're going for that Terra Fairy. That's fine. Are they going to be dual screens? If they're Terra Fairy, I'm guessing they're going for the Spirit Break here. Nasty Plot. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's scary. Do we want to go for the Rapid Spin here? I think we do because we need to outspeed this thing. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Rapid Spin here just to get some damage off on it. They did a lot of damage with a critical hit, which is really good for us. Stones disappear. Sticky Webs disappear, which is awesome. And they go for a Dark Pulse, which might KO us. It does KO us. Grimmsnarl with Nasty Plot is nasty. That's some nasty damage right there. But I digress. There isn't really much else to do here. We saw the rapid spin damage. We know the rapid spin damage. We know we can take this thing out of a Brave Bird right now. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Flamigo can come in and go for a Brave Bird. We know this thing can't do much to us. If it's a Nasty Plot set, we know it's probably not going to have Thunder Wave or anything like that. So I'm going to go for a close combat and take this thing out. Now, this would invite in the Charizard, but we can just go out of the Flamigo. So I'm going to go... Oh, I went for the CC. I went for CC on a Fairy type. I went for CC on a Fairy type. I went for CC on a Fairy type. That's a bad play, Jack. That's a bad play. All I could think about was, I don't want to take too much recall, so I'll go for a Fighting type move. Completely forgot about the Terra. Even though it's wearing that big crown that says, hey, I'm a Terra Fairy, I still went for the close combat like an idiot. I should have Terra Blasted. That'd have been cool. But now we lose our go Nanny MacLeod. We've got no hazards. I don't see why not. So we go Nanny MacLeod, and we just go for a Leaf Blade. There's no reason not to go for a Leaf Blade here. This is a neutral attack, definitely. So Leaf Blade comes through. Bomb, bomb, bomb. That's a dead Grimmsnarl. And it would have been a dead Grimmsnarl Snooner if I didn't go for a close combat. But look, 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 look. Look at the close combat damage that it did, though. It did some good damage with the close combat, right? That's some good damage. All right, Charizard comes in. Could end this game with Flamigo. I'm so mad. We'll go for a triple axle just in case, but I think they outspeed us. They don't outspeed us, so they're not max speed Charizard, which is good to know. So we at least get some damage off with the triple axle from Leavanny. Leavanny, the MVP of this game. They are a citrus berry set, so they might have belly drum, which is interesting. But we hit 3 times. They go for a belly drum. But this is fine because we outspeed them. Leavanny the goat. Leavanny the goat. Let's go for a triple axle right now. A triple axle comes through. 2. There we go. Critical hit. Not bad. Down goes the Charizard. This Leavanny set is actually pretty cool. I can't believe it's actually putting him away right now. All right, the Don comes in. We know this thing probably has Ice Shard. But since it's the last Pokemon, there's no reason for us to switch out. They get caught in the sticky webs, that's fine. I'm just going to go for a Leaf Blade and take this thing out. They don't have Ice Shard, so we do take out the Donphan. That's a Leavanny game right there, which is pretty awesome. But it'll only be a bonus battle because, you know, the video's not about Leavanny. It's about Flamigo and all that. But this is going to be a bonus battle at the end of that video.